Okay. What else?
They
The
have the same
dimensions are
size and
same.
dimensions.
Only in dimensions?
Ma'am, in
Ma'am,
angles
also
as
in
well.
area.
Angles and dimensions. Yes. Congruency means when the two figures are identical to each other in all ways. The areas are same, their angles are same, and the sides are equal. Then only we say the congruent, right? We did congruency last year.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you all must be having miniatures of Eiffel Tower or Taj Mahal in your houses, right? Do you all have?
Yes.
Right. So is it exactly what Eiffel Tower is?
No, ma'am.
No? It's a miniature of Eiffel Tower, right? Or Taj Mahal, whatever you have at home.
Ma'am, it's not exactly like the actual figure because it's smaller.
It's a smaller, but it's similar to that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Otherwise, how will you say that it's a miniature of Eiffel Tower, right? So similarity means when you are just transforming something into a small size or a big size. Not in the actual size. We are not talking about the actual. Suppose sometimes what happens, suppose you have two equilateral triangles. If I say all of you to draw one equilateral triangle in your notebook, will you all make of equal area, equal sides? No. Some students will make equilateral triangle of 3 centimeter. Few will make 4 centimeter. Few will make of 5 centimeter. So, but only one thing is there, that all the angles in the equilateral triangle will remain the same. That is 60 degree, right?
Yes.
Is this understood or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So all the equilateral triangles are similar, are always similar, right? Because all the sides, if I say angles are equal and the sides will be in the same proportion. Okay, let's assume Taj Mahal. You all have seen Taj Mahal, right?
Ma'am.
Am I audible or not?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay. Now, in Taj, suppose you have a miniature of Taj Mahal in front of you and you're just standing with a miniature of Taj Mahal in your hand in front of a Taj Mahal. Can you see that it's resemble in all sorts? The dome is there, all the 4 pillars are there, right? Only the difference is the size. So whenever we are representing anything just by changing the size, only the size, but these sides are in the same proportion, then we call it a similar figure. Okay? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there are 3 things in a similar figure. When we say similarity, if I'm saying squares, draw one square, what will you do? You'll make one square, right? You all will make one square. Will they be similar?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Though we are not, we can't see each other's notebook, but still we can say they are similar. How can we say that? Because all the angles are 90 degree. Right, in a square all the angles are 90, so what, and all the sides are equal. So suppose Vishwam, he has made a square of 2 centimeter and I have made a square of 4 centimeter, right? So what is the ratio in the sides? 1:2,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So that's known as scale factor. So both the figures are similar, but only the difference is of the size. So when I multiply the size of Vishwam's square with 2, you will get the square made by me. That is 4 centimeter. Okay. Is this understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any doubt here?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Similarity means two identical things, only the size will change. Right? Now, similarity is not always that we are just reducing something. It can be enlargement, right? Suppose you all are geography student. You all work on maps. You all work on India map, right? The India map that you have in your notebook and the map that you have in actual, what is this? So the map in the book is the reduction of the actual map of India. Am I correct? Is it understood?
Yes,
Right?
yes, ma'am.
Now, if I say something is very smaller, like molecule in chemistry, right, or biology, if you have a molecule in your hand, not in hand, under microscope, it's very small, it's a very tiny thing. Can you see by naked eyes? No, you can't, right? So just to understand it, what we do, we make a large picture of a molecule just to explain you all. In your books, you can see a big picture of molecule or a plant cell or an animal cell, right? What is it? It's an enlargement of that cell. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you are representing something, enlarging something, that's known as enlargement. Reduction is reducing the size. So these are the two different kind of similarities. If they remain, they are same, then we call it just similar figures. Okay? Like here, if you see in enlargement, I've made two circles, right? One is smaller and the other one is bigger. This is smaller circle and this is the enlarged circle. Only what I have done, I've changed the radius. But if you check it by others, means it's both are round, both have circumference, both are circular in shape, so they are similar. Only the radius is different. That is, the size is different, right? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, reduction is when you are reducing the size, but this thing will remain the same. Like Taj Mahal, you have reduced to small here, miniature. This triangle, it's a big triangle. I've just reduced it to small size. Only the size is changed, but the angles and the angles are same. Okay. Now, important thing is when you say two things are similar, it doesn't mean they are congruent. Can anyone give me a reason of it? Why they are not congruent when two
Ma'am,
things are similar?
ma'am, because if two objects or two figures are congruent, they have the same size as well.
Same area.
Yes, ma'am.
Area. We call it area, right? Arnav Desai, are you here? Arnav Desai, are you listening me? He's not answering. Okay,
Yes,
fine.
ma'am.
Okay. So, Arnav, can you tell me what is the difference between congruency and similarity of two figures?
In congruency, all the shapes have the shapes have the same area, size, everything.
Yeah.
And in similarity, uh, like
They are same in shape, but the area is different, right? Okay. Now, when we enlarge or reduce something, we use one constant value, right? That constant value is known as scale factor. Okay, like here, if you check this rectangle, ABCD is a rectangle. Can you all see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now ABCD is a rectangle, right? Now A dash, B dash, C dash, are they similar? Because both are rectangle, right? Now from point P, what I have done, PA I have taken as 1 and PA dash I have taken as 2. So means PA dash is equal to 2 times of PA, right? Right? Now, same I have done with all four vertices with B, PB dash and PB dash. PB and PB dash. The relationship between PB and PB dash is it's just twice of it. Same here, D and D dash, PD and PD dash. The PD dash is twice of PD dash, or PD, sorry, and PC dash is twice of PC. Now, an ABCD rectangle and A dash, B dash, C dash, both rectangles are similar to each other, right? They are not congruent, but they are similar. Now, when we say they are similar, they are enlarged by scale factor of 2. Which one is enlarged here? ABCD or A dash, B dash, C dash? A dash, B dash, right? The image. Now, this image is enlarged by scale factor of 2. The multiple, the constant that we use to find the enlarged value or the reduced value, that's known as your scale factor. Okay? Suppose I'm taking your photograph, right? And I'm saying it, enlarge it. How will you enlarge it? Except Siddharth, I just want anyone to answer. Tisna?
We will zoom the picture.
Sorry?
We will zoom the picture.
Zoom the picture. When you are zooming the picture, what you are doing? Are you changing only one side? No. You are changing all four sides of the picture. Same here. When we are enlarging, we are in PA. We are changing it to PA dash. That means we are doubling the side. Similarly, AB side is doubled and it becomes A dash, B dash. So whenever you are enlarging any one side and the figures are similar, all the other sides are enlarged by the same scale factor. Okay? Is this understood? If you
Yes,
still
ma'am.
any doubt here? Kanya, Kaushiki, Tista, Shreya, Grishma, any doubt? Grishma, do you have any doubt? Grishma, do you have doubt?
No, ma'am.
No? Good. Okay. So whenever we are enlarging any one figure, so the resultant figure is, this is known as resultant figure when we are enlarging. So the A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, the resultant figure is K times, that is a scale factor times of the actual figure. Okay. So if we are enlarging one side, then if the figures are similar, then all the sides are enlarged by the same number or the same multiple, and that multiple or the constant value is known as scale factor. Right? I hope I am not fast today.
No, ma'am.
Good. Okay. Now, same happens when we talk about reduction. Right? Now here, look at this figure. ABCD is one rectangle and A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash is reduction of the same figure. Right? What I have done, I have reduced the distance from P point by half. This image. Right? So when I am reducing this, PB, it becomes P dash, B dash, half, PA reduced to PA dash, PC reduced to PC dash, PD reduced to PD dash, right? So the image that I got is A dash, B dash, C dash, and D dash. Both figures are similar, right? If both figures are similar, if you check it by measurement, the sides are already reduced by half. The same scale factor that we used when we were there at P point and we were observing both the rectangles. Okay? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
So the multiple or the constant that we use here to reduce this distance is the same factor that we get here when we measure both the figures. The ratio will remain the same. That is known as a scale factor. In enlargement, we use the scale factor to multiply, to increase the value of the resultant image. In reduction, we use the scale factor to reduce the value because we are reducing the picture. Understood? Is this concept clear or not? Enlargement and reduction.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good.
I'm
Yes?
not clear with the reduction.
Reduction is not clear? Okay. I just gave you an example of Taj Mahal, right? Right? Now, Taj Mahal and a miniature of Taj Mahal, they are similar from all aspects. If you say the pillars that are there, the original Taj Mahal and the pillars on the miniature, they are making same angle with the this floor. They have same dome. Everything is similar, right? Only the difference is the size. And if you check that both the pillars are equal, reduced to an equal size. Right? If one pillar is 20 kilometers in height, suppose the height of is 20 meters, one pillar. So if we reduce it, then in the miniature, whatever pillar you have, it will be, the ratio will remain the same with all the other dimensions of the Taj Mahal. Understood? Like when suppose you have a big photograph, right? But you don't have that much frame to fit it. What will you do? You will reduce it. If suppose you are going to reduce it from one side, what will happen? Half of the people, you won't be able to get the full picture if you do it from one side. Then you have to do it equally from all the sides to get it fit to the given frame, right? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Right. So whenever you are reducing something with an equal amount from all the sides, that's known as your scale factor. And that's your reduction. Means you're reducing it to a smaller picture, and the resultant picture, the image that you're getting after reducing it from all the aspects, it it will be reduced by the same scale factor. Understood? Now is it clear or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anyone who has doubt here?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, this is known as size transformation. When you're enlarging something, reducing something, this is known as size transformation. Size transformation. It means you are transforming size. You're changing the size. Right. Now, there are few properties of size transformation. The one thing is the shape of the figure is preserved. If I say two right angle triangles, or take two equilateral triangles, right? If I'm reducing it or enlarging it, the triangle will remain the equilateral triangle, only the size will change, right? So the shape of the figure is preserved, thus the angle, perpendicularity, parallelism, etc. are preserved. Like here in equilateral triangle, if you enlarge it, you will get a big equilateral triangle. The angle will not change, angle will remain 60. When I'm talking about square, when you're reducing a square or increasing a square, right, the angles will not change, the lines will remain parallel, all the properties will remain same. Only the thing is the size of the square sides or the size of the equilateral triangle will change. That's it. Okay, understood? First property,
Yes,
property clear? Angle, perpendicularity, parallelism. Perpendicularity means in a equilateral triangle, when you draw a perpendicular, if you're drawing AD perpendicular on BC side, if you increase it will remain perpendicular. Okay, it will not change because the figures are similar. Now, the important thing is when K is greater than 1, your scale factor is 1, greater than 1 is enlargement. When it is less than 1, it's reduction. When it is equal to 1, it's identity transformation. Now, when I'm saying twice of the given picture, what do you mean by that?
Enlargement.
In general, just explain me in English. What do you mean by that twice of the given picture?
The size of the
Bigger size
picture
of
is
the-
increased.
2 times of the size of the given picture, right? So it means the number 2 that we are using here, that's scale factor, and it's greater than 1, so it's enlargement. Okay. Now, when I'm saying K is less than 1, now I'm saying, suppose you have your photograph in front of you, I'm saying just reduce it by half. What does it mean?
ma'am, means that all the dimensions has to be reduced by half.
Right. So the scale factor is 0.5. So whatever is it, we have to just reduce it by half, means 50%. So scale factor will be 1/2. So what are we doing? Are we going to increase it? No, we are reducing it. So that's known as reduction. So scale factor will always be less than 1. Understood? Any doubt here?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, when the scale factor is exactly 1, what does it mean?
Ma'am, it means that both the figures are congruent.
Exactly. Both the figures are equal in size, equal in area. Vishwam, you're not answering. Both the figures are equal in size. Their sides are equal. Everything is equal. It means the scale factor is 1, means we are not changing we are not changing anything. So the figures are congruent. Okay. I hope it is clear. If you have any doubt, please ask me now, because after that we have some questions based on it.
Can you repeat that again?
Vishwam, it means you are not listening me, right?
Ma'am,
Yes. Okay, fine. I'm explaining it once again. Okay. Now, when we talk about enlargement, it means we are increasing the size of the given map or the picture, whatever you have it in your hand or in front of you, right? You all know how to work on a computer. You all know how to work on a PPT, right? When I'm increasing something, suppose I have to add one picture in this PPT, what will I do? I just copy it and paste it here, right? But I will fit it according to the given size here, right? Either I will increase the size of the picture or I will decrease the size of the picture. If suppose the space provided is twice, so what will I do? I'll multiply it with, I'll increase the picture, right? So it means we are enlarging. And when we are enlarging something, it means we are multiplying it with something. So that's known as, that means that the scale factor is greater than 1, and this is known as enlargement transformation. When we reduce something, so what we are doing, we are trying to adjust it to the given area, whatever is given there, right? So we are reducing the size. So whenever we reduce the size, it means we have to multiply it with less than 1 value, right? Then only we can reduce it. So it becomes your reduction, means we are reducing it from the original. 1 means always original, right? So if we have to reduce it, we have to multiply it with a less than 1 value. So it becomes reduction. When the value remains the same, it becomes your identity. Transformation means we are not making changes to the size. Okay.
Okay.
Now, let's come to the third property of size transformation. Each side of a resulting figure is equal to k times the corresponding side of the given triangle, given figure. Like if I give you one equilateral triangle, right? Suppose I'm saying make a similar triangle, and the sides should be twice of it. Suppose the size of the given triangle is 2 centimeters. So what will be the size of the new equilateral triangle?
Double.
Double means 2 into 2, 4. So all sides will be 4. So each side, understand this thing, each side, if I'm saying I have a square of 3 centimeter side, if I'm saying enlarge it 3 times, what will you do? 3 into 3 will give you 9. So 9, the new square, the resultant square will be of 9 centimeter as side, each side. Okay. So the formula here is resulting length is equal to k times of length of the given figure. Okay. Now, area. This was about the length. Each side we multiply. So when we talk about area, how we calculate area? Length into breadth. We always I'm just giving an example of one rectangle. Length into breadth, right? In length into breadth, we are multiplying 2 sides, right? Right?
Yes.
Right? So now, when we are talking about area of a resulting figure, when we are multiplying 2 sides, so 2 times we have to multiply it with scale factor, because both, if I suppose I'm multiplying it only in one time, what will happen? It means I'm enlarging only one side of the rectangle, not the other one. Is this understood?
Ma'am, I did not understand.
Okay. Okay. Suppose you have a rectangle in front of you, right? What will be the area of rectangle? Length into breadth?
Yeah.
Now I'm saying enlarge this rectangle by 2. Each side by 2.
Okay.
Okay. So length will be 2L. Breadth will be 2L, right? And 2 is what? This is my scale factor. So 2 into L into B, right?
Yeah.
So we have to multiply scale factor 2 times. That is scale factor square.
Yeah.
Understood?
Yeah.
Into area of the original triangle. Okay, given triangle. Any doubt here? Any doubt here?
No, ma'am.
Because this is an important thing, and let me tell you, in boards they ask same question, same type of similar kind of a question of 4 marks. So in these type of questions are very simple. So you can easily score 4 marks here. In area, you have to always multiply the given area with square of the scale factor, right? Because you multiply 2 sides. Now, let's come to volume. When the volume is given, what we do? How many sides we multiply?
3.
3, right? Now, when we multiply 3 sides, it means we have to when we are enlarging a figure or reducing a figure, we are using a scale factor 3 times, right? All three sides we are enlarging. So when you find the resulting volume of the figure, what will you do? K times of L into K times of B into K times of H, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt here?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
What about other students? Kanya, Tista, Grishma?
Oh, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So volume, whenever we talk about volume, it means we are multiplying three sides. If three sides means three scale factors, because each side we are multiplying with a scale factor to get the new side. Okay, measurement of the new side. Understood? So volume is k to the power 3 into the volume of the given cuboid. It was just an example. Okay, now we'll do some questions so that you'll come to know. Okay, before that, I'll explain you about a model. Right? Okay. Model of a plane figure. When we say plane figure, what do you mean by that?
Two D figure.
2D figure, right? Actual figures, model of a plane figure and an actual figures are similar to each other, right? Now, if suppose model is of a plane figure to be drawn to the scale of 1:p. So what is my scale factor here? 1:p, right? See, the concept is same. When we talk about one side of a length, we are multiplying it with scale factor k times. When we talk about area of anything, we multiplied square of the scale factor because we are actually multiplying two sides. When we talk about volume of anything of model, we multiply it with 3 times of the scale factor because we are multiplying three sides. Same concept we are using for the model. These are general properties and these are specifically for a model. See, if you find it further, I'll explain you for the map, you'll find same. Everything is same everywhere. Okay. Now, the only thing is in actual, we have a very big, this building or something. Suppose you are standing in front of a Burj Khalifa. Just assume. Okay. Now, you have a model of it in front of you. Right. Now, can you find any difference in it? Only the sizes change. Each side, each length of Burj Khalifa is reduced by one scale factor to get that model, right? So model, length of the model is always k times the length of the actual figure. Now look at this k, it's multiplying, but it's always 1/p. Okay? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In general, I'm just saying model is always smaller as compared to the actual figure. You all know this, right? Now, whenever we talk about area of a model, it means we are finding area by multiplying two sides. If it's a triangular shape, we'll multiply base and height. If it's a rectangular shape, we'll multiply length and breadth. And if it's a square, we'll multiply two sides square. So every time we are multiplying two sides. So again, same concept. In actual figure and in model, both the sides are reduced, right, from actual to model. So we are again multiplying with k square, that is the scale factor square. And similarly, for volume, what we do? We multiply it by k cube. Volume of model or volume area of model or length of model will always be less than the length, area or volume of the actual figure. Right? You have one model of one of the monument in your hand. Can the length of the model that you have in your hand be more than the actual length of the this monument? No, it can't. It's not possible because model is always a miniature of it. So it's always less than. Area is always less than. Volume is always less than. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, similarly, we do same thing with maps. You all have geography books, right? Geography map books. Now, the maps that you are using are less than the actual map of India or greater than the actual map of India?
Lesser than.
It's less than, obviously it's less than, right? So length of the map is k times the length of the actual figure. Same thing that we did for the model. Same thing, it was there in the properties of this size transformation. Area of a map. Now again, map is always less than the actual figure. So it's k square times area of the actual figure. Volume is always k cube times volume of the actual figure. Any doubt here?
No, ma'am.
Anisha, do you have doubt?
Ma'am,
Yes?
I have one doubt.
Yeah?
In the scale factor, k is equal to 1 by p.
Hmm?
P.
Yes.
What is p?
Okay.
What it means?
Okay, fine. Suppose I'm reducing 142 by half, right? So what is my scale factor here? 1 by 2.
Yeah.
So that P denotes that value. 1 by 2. K is my 1 by 2. If I'm saying reduce the given sheet by 1 by 3. Yeah, 1/3. I just want 1/3 of this sheet. What will you do? You will reduce it from all the sides by 1/3, right?
Yeah.
So that's 1 by 3 is your scale factor.
Okay.
If it is not in, see, if suppose it is 2 or 3, instead of 1 is 2p, if suppose it is written as 2 or 3 or some integer greater than 1, then is it a reduction or enlargement?
Enlargement.
Enlargement. Whenever you have denominator less than denominator more than 1 or more than 1 and in numerator you have only 1, right? Then you will always get reduction.
Okay.
Okay, if your denominator is greater than numerator, it's always reduction, because the moment you will divide, you will always get the answer in decimals, right? So it's a case of reduction, because 1 means the actual figure, less than 1 means reduction, greater than 1 value means enlargement. So here everywhere I have written 1 by p. 1 by p means map is always less than the actual what we have.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, shall I move to the next slide?
Yes.
Okay.
ma'am.
Let's start with the exercise. Okay, I have started directly with the exercise because examples are there in your book. I just want you all to go through the examples afterwards, after my class, right? Before you start doing any questions. And these questions are solutions that I'm providing you on the slides. I just want you all to do it on your own, okay? Because it's a solid 4 marker and they're very simple questions, right? Okay, now, so the first question says, in a triangle ABC, sides AB is 3.6 centimeter, BC is 4.5 centimeter, and CA is 6 centimeter, is enlarged to triangle A dash, B dash, C dash. So that the largest side of the enlarged triangle is 10. Now, they are not giving you scale factor. They are just saying the triangle has been enlarged and one of the side, the largest side is 10 centimeter. Now, in triangle ABC, the dimensions given here. What is the largest side here?
Ma'am,
Yeah?
C.
CA, which is equals to 6 centimeter, right? And the largest largest side of the enlarged triangle is 10 centimeter given over here, right? So can we calculate a scale factor?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is the formula to find scale factor?
Ma'am, the size of the original triangle divided size of one side of the original triangle divided by size of the corresponding side of the larger triangle.
And large triangle divided by the original triangle will give you the scale factor. Okay, understand this thing. Whenever we have enlarged triangle, you will divide always and you will keep always values of enlarged triangle in the numerator and the values of the original triangle in the denominator. Reason, again, when you divide it in this way, 10 upon 6, the value of k will be greater than 1. When the value of greater than 1, it means it's a case of enlargement. And here in the question, it's enlargement, right? If I suppose I have written, instead of writing 10 here, I have written 6 here or 10 here, what will happen? I'll get answer in decimals. And in my question, it's given as enlargement, right? So always remember that whenever it's enlargement case, your value of the side length of enlarged triangle is always equal to scale factor into the original, as we did it in the formulas, right? Okay, so how we have done it, the largest side of a triangle is 6 centimeter and the largest side of the enlarged triangle, A dash, B dash, C dash, is 10 centimeter. They have not told us which side is the larger here, enlarged. They have not given the names, but we have to assume it because we know that in my triangle, given information, the largest side is CA. So the enlarged triangle, the largest side is C dash, A dash. Okay, understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now you know the largest side of the enlarged triangle, C dash, A dash, and you know the original side of the triangle ABC, CA, that is 6, right? So enlarged triangle, length of enlarged triangle is equals to scale factor times the side of the original triangle. So C dash, A dash is equal to A times of CA. Any doubt here?
No, ma'am.
Grishma, Tissa, Anisha, Ayushi, any doubt? Hannah?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so in this way we can easily calculate the value of K. Okay, and now how to check your question whether you're doing correct or not. It's a case of enlargement. Again, check whether here you're getting value. Numerator should always be greater than denominator in case of enlargement for a scale factor. Okay, now they said now you need to find the rest of the sides, length of other sides. So AB is 3.6, so A dash B dash is enlarged, so it should be greater, so we have to multiply 10 by 6 into 3 by 6, so it comes as 6. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Now next is B dash C dash, which is equals to scale factor into BC, the original, so is equal to, just write is equal to here 10 upon 6 into 4.5, which is equals to 7.5 centimeter. Okay, now this, yes,
Ma'am, can we reduce the scale factor, that is 10 by 6 to 5 by 3?
you can do that. Why I have not done it? To reduce my calculation. See, if you check AB is 3.6, BC is 4.5, CA is 6, all are multiples of 3, and I have 6 in the denominator, which is again a multiple of 3. So I did not, if you want to reduce it, you reduce it and then you solve it. You can do that, okay? Now, the important thing here, one important thing is here, most of the time in the question, they just say find the scale factor and its sides, find the length of the other sides of the triangle A dash, B dash, C dash, and then they write your answer in meters. Okay, that's known as tail question. In most of the questions, geometry, you will find tail question. They just write a small word there, convert it in meters, or just write your answer in kilometers. In that way, you need to be careful what is written there. So read your question carefully and then write the answer. If suppose here it is written that write your answer in meters, what we have to do? How to convert 6 centimeter into meter?
Divide by 100.
Divide by 100, right? So question number 1 understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, question number 2 I've given you as homework, but I'm reading it for you all. If you have any doubt, just ask me now. In triangle ABC, sides AB 16, BC is 12, CA is 18, is reduced to triangle A dash B dash C dash such that the smallest side of the image triangle is 4.8. Now, here smallest side is given. So which one is the smallest side here in the given information?
BC.
BC is 12 centimeter and it has been reduced to 4.8. Now, again, you need to find scale factor. How will you do it? Okay, before you tell me how, just tell me one thing. What will be the value of a scale factor? Will it be greater than 1, less than 1, or equals to 1?
Less than 1.
Less than 1. Perfect. Because whenever it's a reduction, the scale factor is always less than 1. These are important things that you need to remember every time. Now, after that, you need to find the length of the other sides of triangle A dash, B dash, C dash. Will you be able to do this question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
there anyone who has doubt here?
No, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. So first I've given, I'm done here. Second, I want you all to do it. If you have any doubt, we'll discuss it tomorrow. Okay? Okay, before that, I just want you all to go through the exercise, solved examples, right? And then you start with the exercise. And just go through the solutions that I'm giving, then only, and write each and every step. Okay? Now, question number 3 says, in triangle PQR, it's reduced by scale factor of 0.72. So now, reduced by scale factor. PQR is original triangle, scale factor is 0.72. Area of triangle PQR is 62.5 centimeters square. Okay. Find the area of its image. You have to find the area of its image, means the reduced image, because it's a case of reduction. Right? Now, I explained you all the formulas. Length is equal to K times of original length. Area of the resulting figure is equal to K square times of area of the given figure, or is the original figure. Volume of the resulting figure is equal to K cube times of a volume of the given figure. Now here, area of the resulting figure, we have to find. They have given you scale factor. Here we are multiplying with K square. So again, we are using the same formula. Area of the resulting figure is equal to K square times the area of the given figure. Right. Now, why are we multiplying with K square? I explained you 2-3 times. Can anyone explain me now?
Ma'am, because for area
Wait,
we take length.
wait, Siddharth, wait. I want some other student to answer this time. Kshitij, please answer this. Kshitij?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, answer me.
No, I don't know.
Why? Okay. Oh, has he joined today? Let me check. Okay, Grishma, explain me fast. Okay, Ayushi. Ayushi Tiwari.
Ma'am,
Yes.
my mic was on mute. I thought I was speaking.
Okay, fine. Start.
Ma'am, like for example, if we take a rectangle, so the area is length into breadth.
Hmm.
So we will have to multiply it twice. So that's why we take it K square.
Why twice?
Like, suppose the factor is 2, so 2L then 2B.
Correct, because we are multiplying, because we are making changes in all the dimensions, right? So when we find area, we multiply 2 sides. If it's a triangle or it's a rectangle, whatever is the shape, we multiply 2 sides, right? So here we are multiplying 2 dimensions, so scale factor we have to multiply it twice, so it becomes a square. Understood? Anyone has doubt here? Because it's a very common mistake. If students do not write K square, they just write K. Now, area of the resulting figure is equal to K square times the area of the given figure. Area of the given figure is, area of the triangle is given here, 62.5. We'll multiply with 0.72 whole square. Okay. So now, the area of the reduced triangle, or the resulting area, is 32.4. So the area of the reduced image is 32.4 centimeter square. Understood? Now, everyone start practicing your tables and all, because here you need to know all the multiplication tricks and everything. Try to learn new multiplication tricks. Right? Shall I move to the next question? Or you have doubt here? No doubt? Okay. Now, question number 4 says, question number 4 says, a rectangle having an area of 60 centimeters square is transformed under enlargement about a point in space. If the area of its image is 135 centimeters square, find the scale factor of the enlargement. Similar kind of question. Area of rectangle is given, area of enlarged rectangle, enlarged image is given. right? You need to find scale factor. We'll use same formula. Area of resulting figure is equal to k square times of area of the given figure, right? So 135 is equal to k square times of 60. K is my scale factor, I have mentioned there. And k square is equal to 135 upon 60. K square is 2.25. So k is equal to plus minus 1.5. And the scale factor can't be minus 1.5. So it's 1.5 because it's a case of enlargement. So it's a positive 1.5. Okay? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, can you just give 2 minutes to this copy?
You must be having this on WebGenie. It's already there on WebGenie.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay? All the notes, whatever we are teaching you on a on daily basis in a class, we are sharing it on WebGenie. You can download it from there. Okay? Any doubt here in question number 4?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Time is 4 minutes are left. Okay. Before I just want you all to look at this conversion because 5th question onwards we'll be using this conversions. All right? How to convert centimeter into kilometer and how to convert kilometer into centimeter. Right? Okay. Tista? 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 Are you there?
Ma'am, she's
Okay.
not there.
She's not there. Okay. Okay. Anisha? 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 Even she's not there. Okay. Of this, I tell me 1 centimeter is equal to how many meters?
0.01.
0.01. Very good. Now,
Ma'am, I'm there.
who? Tista?
Anisha.
Anisha,
No, ma'am,
okay.
Ma'am, my
Okay.
mic was mute.
Okay,
That's
fine. Okay. Now, Anisha,
Yes, ma'am.
1 meter is equal to how many centimeters?
100.
100. So when you have to convert centimeter into meter, what to do?
We have to divide.
We have to divide. Whenever we are converting from smaller unit to a bigger unit, we always divide, right? Now, in case of area, it's a centimeter square. So we'll divide it 2 times, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So 1 upon 100 into 1 upon 100. We'll multiply 2 times, right? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
1 centimeter is 1 upon 100 meters. And again 1 centimeter is equal to 1 upon 100 meters. Now, when you do multiplication, 1 into 1 give you 1. 100 into 100 give you 10,000 meter square, right? This is when we have converted centimeter square to meter square. Now, when you have to convert centimeter square to kilometer, we still have to divide it by 1000. Why? Because 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters, right? Or 1 meter is equal to 1 upon 1000 kilometers, right? So, meter, I have replaced this meter M word with 1 upon 1000 kilometer. Okay? Understood?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt here? Because this is an important thing and we'll be doing it in the next question. Right? So 1 upon 100 meter. 1 upon 100 meter can be written as 1 upon 100 into 1 upon 1000 kilometer. Now, 1 upon 100 meter, again we are multiplying because we need 1 upon 1 meter square. We are finding the value of meter.